And here it is here. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to more. Here it is here. Here I am. Where are you? The session has commenced and your company is required. So this is a little advertised session, so I don't expect that too many of you will be available. But if you are available, then avail yourself of the session just for the short period that it would last. One man went to more. The eagle has landed. Let me just scroll this thing back. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed. Holy, 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 another Savior, Holy, 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 holy,
well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 holy. Another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. In your madika, yabika kokwana no. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. Manemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 holy. Is another Savior. And there you heard it. Holy, 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 holy. NNAMDI KANU is another Savior. The voices are from the East, the IGBO from the East, our more YIBO. So holy, 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 holy. NNAMDI KANU is their other Savior. As guys, I bring you this. National Assembly grills Buhari's Minister Amaechi, Bureau of Public Procurement, over $214 million contract. So it looks as though this contract may be missing in action. It's been signed and paid for, but exactly what was signed and paid for, it looks as though the mystery continues. So to resolve the mystery, the National Assembly are now calling the principals in that contractual space. National Assembly grills Buhari's Minister Amaechi, Bureau of Public Procurement, over $240 million contract. So another one bites the dust. That's another $250 million right there. Disappeared and vanished, abracadabra style. Ill health. Court dismisses NNAMDI KANU's request to question DG of the DSS. So Yusuf bitching now above the law, not subjecting himself to the constitution. Of course, this now is the template of the Buhari administration. They take the law as a optional thing, an optional choice.
So you either take it or leave it, so and nothing happens consequently. So following the lead of his master Buhari, the DSS are chap now. No regard for law, but even the law no regard for itself, because of course a party in a very important case is asking that this character be presented as part of the pursuit for justice, but the court tells him that this character is above the law. Ill health, court dismisses Nnamdi Kanu's request to question DG, DSS. So there you are. That's another addition to the list of above the laws. Yusuf Bichi above the law. Why I did not pick Tinubu as running mate in 2007? Atiku Abubakar speaking, so just quite why we find out shortly. And we land on this 2023 presidency. Oshibanjo Fayemi Amaechi won't declare unless Jagaban withdraws. It is Tinubu's camp speaking, but quite what emboldens we find out just shortly. So a lot to go through. So kick back, lean back, take it easy. Click, of course, on the like button. You know we press that every day. So just do it as a matter of routine, because that is what helps to propel the channel. We're now reaching as far as Japan, but we really want to reach to the moon. So to the moon and beyond by just clicking that like button. And click the like button and the subscribe button as you set about doing the clicking. Put on your dancing shoes as we go strictly come dancing in the eastern quarters to the backdrop of the Python dance.
Win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapoli Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapoli Mary Nnamdi bu onye du aimo. O Mary woneli zu ngiro ya. Abakare Mamanda Ora Unapuri Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapuri Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapoli Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapoli Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapoli Mary Nnamdi.
And there you heard it. Python dance 1, Python dance, another Python dance. Nnamdi wins the war. The yellow Gary munchers from the east insist. Awomo Yibo. So Nnamdi wins the war. As guys, I bring you this. National Assembly grills Buhari's minister, Amaechi, Bureau of Public Procurement, over $214 million contract. The House of Representatives Committee on Navy on Tuesday grilled the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amaechi, and the leadership of the Bureau of Public Procurement, led by the Director General, Maman Amadu, over the $214 million Deep Blue contract inaugurated last year by President Mohamed Buhari. On June 11, 2021, Buhari inaugurated the Integrated National Security and Waterways Protection Infrastructure in Nigeria, also known as the Deep Blue Project, at the ENL Terminal, Apapa Port, Lagos State. According to correspondents, the contract worth $214,800 million include $195 million for the actual contract and an additional $19.5 million NIMASA agreed to pay to HSL for the management training consideration. The contract was awarded to HSL International Limited, after which the company was issued a certificate of no objection, a situation that raised eyebrows. During an investigative hearing by the House of Representatives Committee on Navy on Tuesday, the BPP informed the committee that it did not possess the documents presented by HSL. The BPP said the documents on HSL International Limited were returned to the Ministry of Transportation after the certificate was issued to the company. The Corporate Affairs Commission had, at the last investigative hearing by the committee on March the 9th, 2022, told the lawmakers that HSL International Limited was not registered with it. The chairman of the committee, Yusuf Gadi, said lawmakers were shocked when the CAC said it did not have HSL on its record, asking the Minister of Transport, Rotimi Amaechi, and the Director General Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Bashir Jimoh, to come forward and provide details of the company. However, on Tuesday, the committee did not raise the issue during Amaechi's presentation, but grilled the BPP officials on the farm. The lawmakers stated that the lawmakers stated, let me take it from the topmost paragraph again. However, on Tuesday, the committee did not raise the issue during Amaechi's presentation, but grilled the BPP officials on the firm. The lawmakers stated that for the BPP to issue certificate of no objection, the conditions set by the Section 16 of the Public Procurement Act must have been met, especially by a contractor. Gadi stated that part of the terms of reference of the committee was to look at the contractual agreement and the legitimacy of the contract. Meanwhile, the BPP Director, Agriculture and Water Resources, Isaiah Yesufu, who the DG said was the officer that reviewed the procurement processes leading to the issuance of the certificate on the project, recalled that the request got to the bureau through the Ministry of Transportation in 2017. According to him, the request was for HSL International Limited to carry out the provision of some security According to him, the request was for HSL International Limited to carry out the provision of some security equipment for the coastlines. He also disclosed that the request was for direct procurement due to the security nature of the project, stressing that the law permits single sourcing for such projects. Gadi also stated that part of the mandate is to Gadi also stated that part of the mandate is the legitimacy of the contract. We expect the BPP to tell us reasons why certificate of no return was issued in respect of this contract, he said. Members of the committee also queried why the BPP did not keep copies of the document. The chairman of the committee, in his ruling, asked the BPP to produce the documents next week. Earlier in his presentation, Amaechi stated that the project followed due process whilst all conditions prescribed by the various laws were met. He said after the publication of request for proposal, the BPP was approached, which issued an approval for certificate of no objection. The minister also said the project was taken to the Federal Executive Council and it was approved. Subsequently, we have been going through the cabinet approval in implementing this, and we have implemented it by saying that everything that was bought and cleared and installed and handed over to about 3 or 4 agencies, he added. He further said, "What I don't know is about payment because as minister, my responsibility is just to approve up to the cabinet level. After that, now Massa is responsible for implementing it. As the supervising minister, I have the special interest in making sure that the contracts are delivered because my interest is to ensure that there is security on the waters. So far, there is security as pertains to merchant ships. At least we have reduced the number of attacks that we used to have on the waters. That is what the situation is now. So there you have it, convoluted and completely muddled up, but the totality of it is $250,000 contract, $250 million contract cannot be found. Ill health. Court dismisses Nnamdi Kanu's request to question DG of the DSS. On Wednesday, the Abuja division of the Federal High Court dismissed a motion filed by IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu asking the Director General of State Security Services (SSS) to give oral evidence on his state of health. In his ruling, Justice Taiwo held that fundamental rights cases are exceptional cases which mode of commencement are affidavit evidence as prescribed under Order 2, Rule 2 of the Fundamental Human Rights Enforcement Procedure Rule 2009. Mr. Taiwo said that though there were various modes of commencement of an action, including fundamental right cases, he said Mr. Kanu, applicant, chose to commence his under the Fundamental Rights Enforcement Procedure rules that stipulates affidavit evidence. He ruled that after carefully perusing all the affidavits of the applicant and respondent before him, he believed there were no irreconcilable conflicts in the affidavit. The judge therefore declined to grant Kanu's application and was accordingly dismissed. Mr. Taiwo adjourned the matter until April the 13th to hear the substantive application. The judge had, on March the 7th, fixed Wednesday for the ruling on Mr. Kanu's motion filed by his lawyer, Maxwell Okpara. Mr. Okpara in the application prayed the court to direct the DGSSS and the IPOB leader to appear before it to give oral evidence regarding the health condition of the latter. The IPOB leader, through his lawyer, had in a fundamental rights enforcement suit marked blah 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 sued the DGSSS and the office as first and second respondents, respectively. He also joined the Attorney General of the Federation as third respondent in the suit dated and filed December the 13th, 2021. Mr. Okpara had alleged that his client's health was deteriorating in the SSS custody, amongst others. So Yusuf Bichi above the law. Why I did not pick Tinubu as running mate in 2007, Atiku. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar yesterday disclosed that he refused to make former Lagos State Governor Bola Ahmed Tinubu his running mate in 2007 because of his preference for the Southeast. At a meeting with members of the Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Abuja, Atiku made it clear that when he defected to Tinubu's then Action Congress AC in 2006, he was given some conditions before he got the presidential ticket for the 2007 election. According to him, the topmost was to pick Tinubu as running mate. Atiku said he rejected the request and picked Senator Ben Obi from Anambra because of his belief in the Southeast. In his words, when I joined the Action Congress AC, which my friend Bola set up, he gave me a set of conditions for giving me the ticket. He said that I should make him vice president. I said no. I am not going to make you vice president. Instead, I took Ben Obi. When I got the ticket again to run under the PDP, I took another OB, Peter Obi, coincidentally. So there is absolutely no reason why they should say there is a deliberate attempt to exclude the Southeast in political participation or power sharing. So there is Atiku then cutting the East at the expense of the West. 2023 presidency, Oshibanjo Fayemi Amaechi won't declare unless Jagaban withdraws Tinubu's camp. The camp of former Lagos State Governor Bola Tinubu says Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and other hopefuls know better than to declare their intention to succeed President Buhari as things stand. Apart from the Professor of Law, Ekiti State Governor Kayode Fayemi, and Transportation Minister Rotimi Amaechi are reportedly eyeing the presidency. The race to Aso Rock is expected to kick off fully after the National Convention of the All Progressive Congress APC. Though the March 26 date has been confirmed, the ruling party is the ruling party is in seeming turmoil with governors of Niger and Yobe, Sani Bello and Mia Malabuni laying claim to the chairmanship. Speaking to correspondents in Abuja, a source close to Tinubu's associate stated that Oshibanjo will not declare now. Tinubu has what I'll describe as the right of first refusal. I believe those interested in the seat but don't want him to contest. I believe those interested in the seat but don't want him to contest will first wait for his decision. The vice president and co cannot publicly announce their ambition for the presidency yet. Can they defeat Tinubu at the primary? For Oshibanjo, I agree that he has some support in the north, but one of the actions the power brokers are holding against him is a sacked Lawal Daura, former DSSDG, in 2018. The VP knows better than to jump the gun. Look at Aregbesola, ex-Osun State Governor, who has finished himself politically. He uttered too many things that didn't need to be said openly. You saw how Tinubu ensured the overwhelming defeat of the candidate Aregbesola supported against Oyetola at the primary. This man has a strong network nationwide. The endorsement he enjoys from several northern leaders is real because of the impact on their political careers. It is time for payback. On why certain Tinubu proteges are refraining from announcing support for the APC leader, the source replied, they cannot do it for now. He noted that appointed and elected government officials usually hold back until the time is right. Only Lagos state officials have come out, which is understandable. Giving a hint of office holders likely to back Oshibanjo, the source listed Fayemi that should be back Obasanjo, not Obasanjo, but Tinubu, that should say, even though they wrote Oshibanjo there. Giving a hint of office holders likely to back Tinubu, they should say, the source listed Fayemi, Works and Housing Minister Babatunde Fashola, Interior Minister Rauf Aregbesola, etc. In fairness to them, I don't think they that's okay. Let me read that as it is written. Giving a hint of office holders likely to back Oshibanjo, the source listed Fayemi, Works and Housing Minister Babatunde Fashola, Interior Minister Rauf Aregbesola, etc. In fairness to them, I don't think they dislike Tinubu as being portrayed. He contributed to their prominence. These men and like minds just want a paradigm shift. They want a switch from Tinubu's brand of politics, but they can only achieve that if the man says he is withdrawing from the contest. Tinubu won't fight dirty. He will simply use the contacts built over decades. Declaration by whoever looking forward to challenging him won't move him. The insider added that there is nothing wrong if support groups are clamoring for Oshimanjo because the Jagaban of Bogu will eventually anoint somebody if he does not run. He further dismissed speculations that Buhari might be referring to Amaechi or Fayemi when mentioned that his preferred candidate will be eliminated if he revealed the identity. Leave out Fayemi, he cannot face Tinubu. For Amaechi, he can't even win if an election is held today in Rivers State. Awike is solid. Amaechi was speaker for 8 years, governor for 8 years, minister for about 7 years. But what is his impact across the country outside these offices? He only remembers his family and people close to him. Someone who has a presidential ambition should have been reaching out long ago. Amaechi has held more offices than Tinubu, but who is close to the strongmen in Nigeria? Tinubu's focus is the APC primary. Can Oshibanjo, Amaechi, or Fayemi beat him? Buhari won't favor anybody, nor influence anything, nor distribute money. If 10 people tell him they want to vie for the ticket, Buhari will wish them all good luck. In January, ex-secretary to the government of the Federation, Babachir Lawal, and former Borno State Governor Kashim Shettima endorsed Tinubu. We are not threatened by the mode of primaries. Being Democrats, we prefer a method that involves all the card carrying members. Our task is to develop a smart strategic plan that will deliver Tinubu as APC candidate and thereafter the landslide winner of the election, Lawal said. In his remark, Shettima recalled in 2015, some aspirants with very huge war chests were itching to clinch the APC ticket. Like the rock of Gibraltar, Asiwaju and his progressive team stood solidly behind the candidacy of Buhari, the senator added. So there it is right there. Tinubu has first dibs on the APC ticket. So there it is right there, and here it is right there, and here is Ajanle Koko and Ego with us. So good to have you, gentlemen. Let's come to you quickly, ego. And the received wisdom is that even though there are ambitions within the South, names mentioned Amaechi, Fayemi, Oshibanjo, etc. But what they are saying is that these people are not going to declare their intention for the presidency unless Tinubu steps down. So, do you think Tinubu will step down? And do you think he should step down? And if he does step down, who do you think he will anoint? Good to see you, Ego.
Good to see you, one man. Good day, viewers. If Tinubu did not step down, nobody will announce that they want to be. Nobody will announce his candidacy. For what and why? Well, I don't know. If nobody will announce because of Tinubu, then they should all rally behind him and make him the president. Since they so much believe in him, or since they are so much afraid of him, to come and tell the Nigerian people that they want to run for office. They should just endorse him altogether if no one is coming out to challenge him.
Yes, I think it's more the second one than the first one. I think they are more afraid of him than believing him
Yeah,
because
if they are more
he's
afraid
very
of him, then
powerful
they
and
should
he's
stick together and make him the president. And stop making Nigerians think that they want to go and vote. And meanwhile, they just want to put someone there. What are we talking about?
If you think
I
how
don't think Tinubu, with the way Tinubu is going, I don't think he's ready to endorse anyone.
but
But now, I don't think that guy will
but
endorse anybody
you know he's
or
still
step
not.
down for anybody. I don't
He,
think that might happen, but I don't think now. Yeah.
he may step down if all the indications are that they don't want him. And what this
Yeah, he
person
may.
is yes, what this person is saying is that even though they respect him, they want a shift from that style of politics because Tinubu is old school politics. rice and beans and ashwebi and guns and dollars. So that sort of politics. So they want a shift from that sort of politics. This is what Fashola wants. This is what Aregbesola wants. This is what Fayemi wants. So they want a shift from Tinubu's style of politics, but they are so beholden to him and so afraid of him and his power. They cannot move until he moves. So is he going to move out of the way? Should he move out of the way? And who should he endorse? Ego.
It should for me, that man, for my own opinion, Tinubu, you just move out of the way and endorse somebody. And even if you want to endorse anyone, it should be someone that people are really clamoring for. That's what I mean. But for him himself, I don't know why they are afraid of him and why people cannot come out to declare that they will run for office because of one man. So that is my position. If they are so much afraid to that level, then they should just gather together and make him the president. And let us
All right,
because he will not. I don't think he will step down for me because he has made some comments.
I think he may step down because there's not enough love being showed to him by people that he would expect to show him love. Aregbesola was attacking
That
him.
one is
Fashola
there.
is
That
not
one is
speaking to
there.
him. Yeah.
That one is there. He's not getting the kind of love is expected of people.
Mm.
Yeah, so that one is there. So whether that might make him change his ambition or whatever, nobody knows. Let's still be watching the clock and still ticking. Thank you.
All right. I think by the time they have their convention on the 26th, which is just a
Are you
few days
sure a
ago.
convention will hold on the
Well,
26th?
I don't see why it would not, because we're 10 days away from it. So I mean, it will take something for them not to do it, and they have to come up with a good explanation to INEC and to their party and to Nigerians, because we are all in expectation of that convention now to see some clarity in that space, because that
It's
space
10 days,
is
10
clear.
days from now, maybe, right?
Yes, 10 days from now. So today is the 16th and it's on the 26th.
So
So
let's wait and see. Wow.
let's wait and see. So, Igor, let me take you to this space. Why I did not pick Tinubu as running mate in 2007. So that just tells you just how long Atiku has been vying to be president of Nigeria. So he, in 2007, contested under the Action Congress, which was Tinubu's party. Tinubu insisted that he should make him vice president on that ticket. Atiku said no, and he went with some senator, what is his name? Something Obi at that time. And then he went with Ben Obi at that time, who was a senator. And the second time round, when he got the ticket for the APC, for the PDP, he went with Peter Obi again, another Easterner. So
Yeah.
he is saying now that the East should stop belly aching, that people are not including them in politics, that he included them twice on his ticket, and he has a preference for the Easterners over the Yorubas. So what are you then making of this Fulani man trying to play the Igbos against the Yorubas?
Now that he's trying to play the Igbos against the Yorubas, the Fulani man is just being sensitive. To my understanding, he's just trying to play the politics that people are saying. For quite time, the Igbos has not been pushed forward to that level. So if he has been doing that since 2007, it's a good strategy as a politician. A very wonderful strategy, because quite unfortunately, it's not really working for him. It's not working because he has not been able to win any of these elections since that 2007 till date.
Yes,
So I don't think he's trying to play, not that he's trying to play the Yoruba against the Igbos. He's just trying to look into the right thing. Yes, by saying no. It's about a Yoruba president, Hausa president, Yoruba vice, about Yoruba president, Hausa vice, or Southern president.
Do you think
Hausa
maybe?
Vice. Okay.
Do
Let
you
him
think?
just change the narrative there,
Do you
so
think
that
maybe?
at least an Igbo man can be in Aso Rock with him as well. I thought that's
Do you think maybe he thinks that the Southeast is the most difficult space for him to get votes. So he feels he has to romance them more. Do you feel he feels he has to romance them more because they
I
are more
don't think
difficult?
he's.
Yeah.
I don't think he's. I don't think he's thinking of romancing them, but thinking of how to put the country in the right position. I don't think he's romancing them. He's just thinking of, man, it has only been this and this kind of people, this tribe and this tribe. Okay, each time I'm going for my own, let me use somebody from the East. I wish it's supposed to give him a better difference, but till date, it has.
Should he not have learned a lesson from that then and just abandon the Igbos? Anybody that goes against the Yorubas, things never go well for them in Nigerian
I really
politics.
commend what he's trying to do, but it has not worked for him also. It will be the election. So he has been doing his best when it comes to, let me say, bringing Nigeria together. I think that's what he's doing.
All right.
Because the complaint from the East, me and you know that the complaint from the East is enormous. Everybody is complaining, grumbling across the Eastern region. You understand? They might not come to say it public. Even those governors sitting and blah, 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 they all have the same mindset, but they will never come and say it public.
Can I interject?
They all have the same mindset of this segregation.
You've only just come in and you're already interjecting. Look at this guy. You can't help yourself.
Allow him coming.
Not Ajale Koko is
No,
Sonny.
I just want to make a comment. If the East vote for Atiku, who is a Fulani man, that would be a betrayal to all the complaints that they've been making. I would just know that they are very unserious about what they want, because we don't know what they want. They want to be president of Nigeria. They want Biafra nation. They don't like the Fulani, and they go against their narrative plenty times. It's not like they have a fixed position of what they want. But if the East vote for Atiku, I don't think I'll take them serious again, because it's a Fulani man. So it defeats all the ranting and shouting they've been making. That's just the comment I wanted to make.
All right, Tigo, are you there, or are you on the phone call?
I'm here.
Okay, I thought you were on the phone call. So what Solly is saying is that the East, if they vote for Atiku, then that just makes a nonsense of the total of their narrative. They say they hate the Fulanis. They say they want Biafra. Now they say they want the presidency, but now they'll settle for the vice presidency and vote against everything that they've been raging against for the past countless decades. So who are these people and what do they want? There's just a muddled up, confused bunch of people, essentially, is what Asoli is saying.
Yes.
Are you saying that, is he saying that the Fulanis were, the Fulanis, the Igbos are not okay for the vice?
No, he's saying that if the Igbos vote for Atiku, who is a Fulani man, then that goes against everything that they've been ranting and raving about for the past 5-6 years. That the Fulanis are their enemy.
One man, you can even see it in the comment section.
Who told the Fulanis are their enemy?
Yorubas want to deny us presidency.
How is Fulanis their enemy?
Is that not what they say? No, that is what they say. Do you not hear them say it all the time? That their number one enemies are the Fulani.
Is it the Igbos or IPOB? Those IPOB, they are like...
Is there a difference? Is the IPOB not... Yeah, is the IPOB not the voice of the Igbos?
There are different. If you look at those IPOB now, they just look like an extremist now, like people who are just fighting. Without direction.
You're already excusing yourself out of the position that you've held for years. This is the thing. Now you can never nail you people down.
I don't look at IPOB like the mainstream Igbo men. I don't look at IPOB like the mainstream Igbo men. I just look at them like people who are just trying to disorganize or destabilize Nigeria. Which at the end of the day, they will later have to understand that the true fight to fight is for us to come together and fight for the one equal right and justice, for equity for all. Now, for one section of the country to be telling us that they want to be Biafra nation or Midwestern nation. It's a fight of we all, not a particular sect claiming to be IPOB or whatever, distracting the entire country. I don't think that's good.
You see, it's just the lack of straightforwardness sometimes that
Okay,
you
it's
get.
everybody now, one man. The straightforwardness is being done to every part of the country.
No,
Am I not being marginalized? Me from Delta State, Delta region, who have been feeding this country for all these
you are
years.
marginalized. Look at
yes, now.
You want us to start pointing to your lifestyle again. Do you look like a marginalized man? Eh? Do you look like a marginal? Look at this guy with your Ray-Bans glasses, and you look, just settle down. You are not a marginalized man. Be quiet. So yeah, no, the East have to, you know, nobody, they're just not straightforward in their politicking, and it's a major source of concern, especially for the Yoruba people. But let me take you to another talking point, Igo. Still in the East, court dismisses Nnamdi Kanu's request to question Yusuf Bichi, the DSS DG. So Nnamdi Kanu, of course, fighting for his life and freedom in a high-profile case. One of the key players in that space, Yusuf Bichi, who holds Nnamdi Kanu in custody. Nnamdi Kanu's counsel, they've invited him to court for an oral exchange of thoughts in front of the judge to be cross-examined, because this guy's health is deteriorating in DSS custody, and the court is denying them access to this key player to resolving the case before the court. So what are you then making of this above the law position that the court have pedestaled this Fulani man called Yusuf Bichi?
You said Nnamdi Kanu did what?
Look at that. So Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers, they are inviting the DSS DG Yusuf Bichi to court to come and give evidence on the reasons why Nnamdi Kanu is being detained. But the court are denying them access to Yusuf Bichi to come and give oral and verbal evidence. So
why is the court? Is it not the court of law?
They are placing him above the law, which is a major source of concern, because we're
not
talking
the court
about
of law. All these things shouldn't be happening in this country, but well, it will happen because it has been what we've been in for quite time, and I know with time things will change. The guy they should grant Nnamdi Kanu that request. That DG should go and tell the court. Nobody's above the court now. You should go and tell the court the reason Nnamdi Kanu is detained. We all are Nigeria. Nobody's afraid of anybody in this country. Anybody want to die will die. Nothing they happen to us. You should go and give account of the reason you put that guy in prison. You should give account if he has any cogent reason that makes all this is case that is ranting, shouting on this. Come on, go to the judge and give account. Let them jail him and let us see the reason they jail him. When they say come to the court, you will be bigger than the court. Who there is now? The Kanu should also be bigger than the court as well.
All right. All right. Thank you, Igo. So, Igo, let's go on from you to Ajanle Koko. As you know, it's a short session. So, Ajanle Koko, are you still there? Where are you going to, Igo?
I'm in the Lagos Island right now. I'm in the island where you have this city mall. I mean, where TBS, call it TBS, about Balewa Square.
Right.
I'm in the city mall in Lagos, major Lagos Island, where you have where they host the funeral, the church service of NS Shoniga.
Oh, all right.
We are around Church Street.
Is it Church Street they call it? Yeah, maybe Church.
Look at that. And when they call you JJC, when they call you JJC,
this is that
when they call you JJC now, a man in America is telling you where you are in Lagos.
This is where they come from my village.
Just come. Look at that. Do you have a visa? Do you have a visa? Do you have a visa? Do you have a visa to be in Lagos? Are you legal there? Do you have a visa to be?
It's an illegal immigrant in Lagos.
Look at that.
I'm in Nigeria. I don't need visa to be.
We should put an immigration man at the toll gate, at that toll gate in that Ikeja.
Anybody that is coming in has to get this is the church I'm talking about, where they had the funeral and whatever. Christian this thing of
the Catholic Church near Nicholas Hospital.
Yes, St. Nicholas Hospital. Yeah, you are very correct.
There.
Yes, St. Nicholas. You are very correct.
I go send you. I go lost you for Lagos. Control you inside Lagoon.
I'm heading straight to Marina right now.
Okay.
From this, I'm behind the General Hospital.
Oh, that's for Broad Street. You're there. Okay.
Yeah, I'm behind General Hospital. Okay. Yeah, I'm heading straight to Marina. Should bus straight to NNAMDI.
Make it waka where
I
we
want
go
to
make the money. Waka where we go make my
workers. I want to go meet some of my workers.
Yeah, one of these days you'll tell us what you do. You're always going to meet your workers. I hope those workers are not snatching handbags in CMS.
Look at this guy. They are helping people moving around Lagos State. They help people move around across Lagos State. They don't snatch people's. Yeah.
No, I was only joking. No, the
ego
is a response. Yeah, so
see the enabling environment we Yoruba created for him to make money, but if we come here,
it's fine. Look at Nigeria, you call look at the
I go call my boys now. We don't put you on radar. They go carry you there right now.
You know we can have you. We can carry you where you are now. We have your location. We have your location. And you've given us your location, and we have boys.
You from London?
When they will surround your car now just in 2 minutes. They block you in and say, Ogaseme will hold you for here.
It's not possible. It's not
Look
possible.
at that. Well done, Ego. Always at the light. So that's Ego. You know him. Yeah. So back to Ajan Lekoko. So Ajan Lekoko then to the space.
You can go to Soli.
Okay, let's go to Soli. Soli, are you there? Okay,
yes,
Soli.
I'm here.
So to the space
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Can you hear me now?
The wind from
from Eagles. Okay, let me. Okay, I think it's we've lost him somewhat. So so can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So we were speaking about I'm not sure how much of the readout you heard, but we were speaking about 2023 presidency. Pardon me. Oshibanjo Fayemi Amaechi won't declare unless Jagaban withdraws. So this is Tinubu's camp, and they are saying that yes, they are aware of the presidential ambitions of all of these elements, but they just out of respect, out of fear, out of seniority, and out of how Tinubu has participated in all their individual political careers, these people will never break cover or break ranks unless and until Tinubu decides to withdraw. And they went on to add, or if he does decide, then they will declare. But if he doesn't declare, they will not declare. If he doesn't withdraw, they will not declare. So what he went on to add is that it says, so he's saying people like Fayemi, Fashola, Aregbesola, etc., they would really prefer Oshibanjo to Tinubu. He says, and it goes on to say, it says, in fairness to them, I don't think they dislike Tinubu as being portrayed. He contributed to their prominence. These men and like minds just want a paradigm shift. So a paradigm shift, they want a switch from Tinubu's brand of politics, but they can only achieve that if the man says he's withdrawing from the contest. So everybody wants an end to that style of politics, and the last stalwart of that style of politics in political play now are Tinubu and Atiku. So people just want it to end now, and just these people just to pack out of the way. But that decision to pack out of the way is not really in the hands of people. It is in the hands of these men to jettison their own personal ambitions for the greater good. So what are you making of this insistence then that nobody will break cover unless Tinubu says, I am not doing anymore? Do you agree with that, Soli?
Yes, I agree with that, but maybe not based on the same, how everyone is viewing it, that, it's because they respect him, because he made them something, this one and that. No. They've learned from what happened to Ambode. You know, the only person that challenged, really challenged
And
him.
Aregbesola too recently that was given
Yes.
a public thorough flogging.
You
You
know,
know,
they don't
a
want the
thorough
battle.
flogging.
They don't want the battle. They don't want the fight. And Tinubu is surely going to come with a fight. He's surely going to come with a battle. You know, and they are all complicit. So he already has files on them. He already has things on them. You will surely make them complicit so that he cannot, you know, him too is ready for their betrayal. You know, so him too, you'll say, okay, you can try if you want, but I have this file on you. We can go head on, but you know me, I'll go more head on. You know, you don't have backing, I have backing. You know, how do you want to make this fight go? And that's the political game. You know, they will look at that and they'll say it's better not to go for. But if they were free, they were not complicit. You want to tell me Fashola will not try his chances? You want to tell me other people will not try? I even worship and they will fight.
It's funny though. I keep scratching my head why we are not hearing from Fashola in
It's
terms of
not
an
respect. It's not respect. It's not commitment. It's
yeah,
they
but why
have
is
something on
Fashola? You
them.
know, because Fashola's name is not in discussion. Fayemi's name is in discussion. Rotimi Amechi's name is in discussion. Oshibajo's name is in discussion. But Babatunde Fashola's name is not in discussion. Nobody has ever said either they want him or he's even showing interest in the sport. And he is as strong, if not stronger. He's stronger than Fayemi now, at least. As strong as Oshibanjo, I will even suggest. So why is it not being discussed, Fashola?
Well, I wouldn't say it's as strong as Fireme because if Fireme was a governor that was out like removed and then fought his way back, you know, that's not really easy. Would Fashola have been able to do that? We don't know. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's better for them not to take the battle than, you know, they will surely have promising roles if Tinubu becomes president, you know. So better to just take that slow leap up than to just do the unnecessary battle. Okay, even if you defeat Tinubu, are you still going to be president? You know, you spend so much time trying to fight this guy. You've forgotten about the campaign. You know, it's just calculation. They are just making political.
You are
Yeah,
right. If they decide to take Tinubu on, even if they defeat him, the sort of body damage, body
yeah.
wound that they will take, it'll be too much for them to be president.
And it's
You
just
know,
one role,
yeah,
you know, so
yeah.
they cannot just all come together to join forces. It's one role,
Mm.
you know.
Oh,
It's
all
just
right.
a
But
career calculation.
and you don't see Tinubu stepping down because they say he's a reasonable man, and he will be somewhat, I imagine, disappointed that he's not getting enough love from the people that he has helped all through
Yes,
time. In
probably
fact,
is it
he's getting more love from the north. Shetima coming out to back him, Babachia Lawal coming out to back
because
him publicly, Ganduje
because
coming out to back him, but no
because
Yoruba name coming out to back him.
yes, because he's acting like he not he deserves, but he's acting like he's entitled. He's acting entitled to the Yoruba love. You know, he's not making any
Is he
effort.
not entitled somewhat? He single-handedly has brought the Yorubas into play. The Yorubas might not be in this game if it wasn't for this guy.
Well, but you know that's not how the Yorubas are now. If you don't, yes, they respect their elders, but you know, they don't take too much after a while. Once it starts to become like disrespect, you know.
Otempoju.
Yeah, so you know, if you cannot even talk to them, and which he doesn't seem to be doing because he keeps on acting entitled, well, he's not going to get anything. You know, he's not going to get as much. Let me not say anything, as much love as he expects.
But what they are suggesting is that the people that should come out and back him, they hold governmental positions at the moment. So they have to hold steady until the moment is right. So this
Mhm.
is what they're saying. They're saying this is why we're not really hearing from, especially people like Fashola and even Oshibanjo, who should be backing him, you know, but we're not hearing from them. So they're saying it is because these people are still holding government positions and they have to get the timing
It's
right.
because they would want that position, but they are just being suppressed. That's just the thing. That's the reason why they are not showing full love. If not, you know, if they do not have ambition for that role, well, there will be nothing that will be stopping them. You
Or,
know.
or,
All right. Why I did not pick Tinubu as running mate in 2007. So it is Atiku Abubakar saying this, and he's gone through the political history in Nigeria. He contested, as you recall, in 2007 under the Action Congress, then a party started by Tinubu. And part of the conditions of getting that ticket was that Tinubu insisted that Atiku should make him vice president. But Atiku said he rejected that condition and instead went for Ben Obi, who was a senator from Anambra. He then further in 2019 went back to Anambra still and picked this time a different Obi, Peter Obi, this time for his vice presidency. So he's essentially saying that he has especially a sort of love for the Easterners. But I'm querying then that is he one trying to play the Igbos against the Yorubas? Two, is he taking for granted that the Yorubas will vote for him and it is the Igbos that he has to romance them most? And is he wrong in his calculations to try and sideline the Yorubas? Because that has never worked well for anybody in Nigerian politics. Solly.
So, see, this is why the Igbos are very confused. Let me just back this up with what I'm about to say. So basically, all I hear is the Atiku that they love so much, is why we have Buhari. Because if Atiku are just giving that vice presidential role, not even presidential role, vice presidential role to Tinubu, Tinubu wouldn't have gone to go and meet Buhari and form APC. And then if there was no APC, we would not have Buhari. So the reason why we have Buhari is because of Atiku. Because it not makes Tinubu vice president. So Tinubu formed APC and went to go and pick Buhari.
No. That's a bit tenuous now. How about that's clutching at straws. Don't clutch at straws.
But it's true now. These are facts.
This is far-fetched now.
No, but they are facts.
Look at this guy.
But they are facts. They are facts. At the end of the day, even if it's far-fetched, these are facts. So, Atiku just made a blunder. Just because he wanted to say something. If you are smart enough, you can see the calculation. What was the point of him not picking Tinubu as vice president back then? Why?
Because you know what I think he's doing. Atiku thinks, and maybe he's even right, but given all of the choices, they will probably vote for him above anybody else except a Yoruba man. So if he's not going up against a Yoruba man, then the Yorubas are more likely to vote for Atiku over and above any northerner, certainly above an easterner. So he doesn't feel he has to romance the Yorubas that much, but he feels he has to romance the Easterners because they don't really care for anything or anybody. Their narrative now. They just want to burn the whole place down. So he feels he has to romance them more. And that is why I think he's always picking his vice president from there.
And that's why I'm drawing at straws for the Igbo people so that they will see who they want to vote for. If they vote for this Atiku guy, if the people in this vote for Atiku, it will go against all their narrative. It will show that they are not even thinking that deep. As much as they used to think deep, that used to make them lead to them being marginalized. They think that deep, so that makes them feel marginalized, but they don't think deep about this man. Just
Can
because.
I interject?
No, let me finish first. You can interject, but let me finish. But then you think this is what I think will happen. They will start blaming the Yorubas and say it's because of the Yorubas they are not getting presidency.
I don't know why they always seem to blame everything on the Yorubas, but let's hear from Meadowman. Meadowman, you are an Igbo man. What are you making of what Solly is suggesting?
Like you said, Solly overstretched the Atiku Tinubu narrative. Buhari is president because of Tinubu. Right?
But why is Tinubu there? Tinubu is there because he left AC. APC is there because he left AC.
It doesn't matter. Buhari is president because of Tinubu. And this narrative that Igbo, I'm Igbo man, right? I have never thought that the Fulani people are my enemy. And so does most Igbo people I know. I don't know where you are getting that from. Now, if you are talking about NNAMDI, KANU, and IPOB, that's something else. But now, transferring it to the rest of the Igbo nation is wrong. I have never thought the Fulani man as my enemy. The problem with the problem now is this administration, Buhari's administration. The same thing the Igbos are complaining about, nepotism, about ethnicism, is the same thing Yoruba and every other person in Nigeria is complaining. So it is not the hate against Fulani. It is towards Muhammadu Buhari, who was brought to power by Tinubu. So you see,
so you hate the
where
kingmaker,
Atiku's
not
calculation
king.
is. It doesn't matter, man.
No, that's what you are saying. You hate the kingmaker, but you don't hate the king. Meanwhile, it was the king that made the actions.
No. I told you their resentment is with Buhari, and the person that forced Buhari on Nigeria, not just on the Igbos.
Hey, one man, can you hear?
So,
can you hear? You see what I'm saying? The blame is diverting slowly to Yorubas. It had the Fulani owners expired.
No. Please, don't put words into my mouth. I said Tinubu.
Well, how can you blame Tinubu for Buhari's actions? Just because
I'm not blaming him I'm not blaming him for anything. I am just saying the obvious and stating the fact. Buhari is president and wouldn't be if not for Tinubu. That is it.
Okay, since you want to follow that narrative, why did Tinubu form APC?
It is fact. I'm not trying to follow anything.
Okay, okay, I agree. Then me too. My own truth is based on facts.
That is fact.
So we both agree. So we both agree then. So you agree with me then? If we are using facts.
What? I agree with
that. I said the reason why Buhari is there is because Tinubu formed APC and put Buhari there. Why was APC formed? Because Atiku did not give him vice presidential role. So we have to blame Atiku too. If you want to use it based on facts. So I agree with what you're saying.
Whether if Atiku gave him vice presidential role or not, there is no guarantee that he would have won the election.
So facts only work based on your own narrative.
So what you are overstretching your
you are overstretching your own too. Because
no, it is straightforward. It is straightforward. Buhari is president because
it's based on facts.
Your own is not. Your own is not. We are talking of two election cycles backwards.
Let's hear from Majan Lekoko. Let's hear from Majan Lekoko because we don't know where you both are going. But let's hear from Majan Lekoko.
Soli's position that because Atiku did not give Tinubu vice president, that's why he went for Buhari. It's not true. Yeah, why it's not true is this. When Buhari contest, when what do you call? When Abubakar Atiku contested for the position of president in 2007 under the ACN Tinubu party. The idea of APC never even come into place at all. So, and that report that Atiku rejected Tinubu, I don't even want to believe it in the first place because that is Tinubu's party. How can you come to someone's party and said, "Oh, I don't want you for vice president"? So people can play some narrative online and say whatever.
But what you are saying is not based on facts. It's based on an idea that you have. We are working based on facts. And
what is the fact?
I just have one question. Do you think that if Atiku took him as vice president, would there be APC?
No, look, when did APC come into place?
No, it's a yes or no question.
No, it could go to APC, but it shall move from one party to the other. But it shall move from one party to the other. So you can never know what will have happened. So what I'm trying to tell you, the politics in 2007 is different from politics in 2014. So in 2007, Atiku was in PDP. It was because of the problem he had with Obasanjo that he went to Tinubu's party. You understand what I'm saying? So Atiku and Tinubu never joined PDP since day one. He never been part of PDP. So it was the situation that Atiku had problem with Obasanjo. That's why he went desperately looking for a ticket and he couldn't get it in PDP. He went for Tinubu's party. So what I'm trying to tell you is that don't even hang on this, your idea that because he didn't take Tinubu then, that is why Tinubu did not join. Tinubu would never have joined PDP. So Tinubu remained in his party, and Atiku left that Tinubu party after he lost and went back to PDP. So the idea that he would have, what do you call it? Tinubu wouldn't have joined APC, wouldn't have come at all. It's not in play at all. Because Atiku left that Tinubu party and went back to PDP. So don't hang on that your position that because didn't pick Tinubu, that is why he went for APC. No.
I think Solly was being somewhat facetious with that statement. I think he was just poking a little bit. That's what I think he was doing.
No, he was saying it's a fact.
I think it was tongue in cheek, wasn't it? Really?
He was saying, it's a fact. It's a fact. He was saying it's a fact.
But you could hear the humor in his voice.
Since we're speaking about facts,
try to cover your boy, one man.
Since we're speaking about facts,
Can I tell you?
Wait. Since we're speaking about facts, let me ask a quick question based on what Middleman was saying. It's a fact that Tinubu gave us Buhari. Why are you glossing over this fact?
Tinubu gave you Buhari. Buhari was elected. What do you mean he
gave
you?
Yes, but Tinubu was instrumental. One man, this is the thing. Like, we all want to be honest here, right? Yeah. Why can't we not be honest about this one little thing?
Was Buhari not elected?
One man knows what you're talking about.
One man. How would I know? Tinubu was instrumental in giving us Buhari.
Tinubu was a party member who participated towards the success of his party. As did Rodime Amaechi and everybody in between. Ganduje,
I have spoken to you on numerous occasions. I know your IQ is way above average. You're a very intelligent man, and you know the answer.
Don't lead me on.
Look at this guy. You know the answer to this question. Why are you doing this? No. One man, seriously.
He knows. Just go on.
One man, you know the answer to this question. I'm not even trying to play ethnic politics here. Honestly, it's just a simple fact. Simple fact of the matter is that.
Why try to blame Buhari's actions on Tinubu?
No one is doing that. You are totally. Wait, listen. Sorry, listen to me. There's a difference between.
Was trying to do.
No, that's not what he was trying to do. I was listening to. I was listening to him. That's not what he was trying to do. All he was trying to say was, let's not lose sight of the fact. He said, first of all, the divisions we have today are because of this administration. And that was the first thing he said. Then he said,
bring a candidate in. Is it wrong?
Sorry, let me finish.
The candidate was bad, so you blame the person.
Yeah, totally. Sorry, here's what you're doing. Let me tell you what you're doing, and this is dangerous, right?
Why are Yoruba people blaming Obasanjo for Jonathan failure, for all those people?
Why are Yoruba blaming? I didn't blame him. If I want to blame Jonathan, I blame Jonathan. If I want to blame Obasanjo, I don't blame who put them there.
Sorry, let me just say this to you. I think what you're doing, we're having a conversation, right? What you're doing is you grabbed hold of a narrative and you don't want to let go by any means of that narrative.
Give me a reason.
I'm explaining to you my interpretation of what the man said, what Middleman said. That's my interpretation of what he said. Now you have grabbed onto a narrative and you don't want to let go. And if I'm wrong in my interpretation of what Middleman has said, he will correct me.
Okay.
He will correct me. But what I'm saying to you right now is, based on what I heard was that he said, one, this administration is causing the division that is not necessarily Fulanis. And then 2, he said that part of the reason we have Buhari is because Tinubu, with his power broker status as a kingmaker, was able to influence people to get Buhari into office.
Okay.
Now,
said it in a way that it seemed like he wanted to start.
No way.
No, that's your interpretation, my brother. All he was saying was that
make something out of nothing.
That was your interpretation. This is not an ethnic thing. Let's not make it that. Let's talk about, like you said, facts. Okay, let's speak facts. And the fact of the matter is, this is true. If Tinubu had not intervened,
now we are blaming the Yoruba. This is the problem with Nigeria.
No, it's not. Listen, Sully. You know me. I'm a Creek man. Okay, I'm eyes on all day. But I've said it here before. Jonathan failed. I know people from his village, but I will tell you any day at any time he failed. I'm not going to play that game because he is my brother.
Yeah,
no.
You have to understand that Soli is Yoruba first. A bit like Ayo, actually. It's the younger version of Ayo. You know, these are Yoruba first people, you know.
But one man, we have to change that thinking.
Even though he pretends.
No, I will argue Ajale Koko is not. Ajale Koko is proud about Yoruba, but he's not of that ilk. I've seen him criticize all these people before. I just think we need to speak truth when truth needs to be spoken. Let's drop all these things, please.
What is the truth that
all right.
I think you spoke truth, my brother. I'm just saying that you are glossing over that simple fact that Middleman made, that Tinubu gave us Buhari, which is a fact.
Okay, but that's all. I don't see the need to. It seems like you are making the statement to make a point. You know. If you are making the statement, what is the point of putting it there if it's not getting to any point?
Let me make the point.
Okay, let him make the point. Then you see if you disagree or agree.
Okay.
So I've said what I said because the point I was trying to respond to is when he said that he would something like to the effect that. He would not believe if the Igbos would vote for a Fulani man after what they have said, the narrative they have pushed.
Yes,
then I said, I am an Igbo
question.
Man.
That narrative, is it the majority narrative?
I have not taken a poll. And it is not. It is absolutely not.
But that's what it seems like.
Well, that is your perspective, but it is not.
But this is what we hear on your radio Biafra.
Yeah, did you say? Thank God you said Radio Biafra, not Radio Igbo. So
okay, but Radio Biafra.
Is there a distinction? Is there a distinction?
Middleman, Radio Biafra is where it was transmitted to the east to have sit at home, and we saw the widespread event happen on a large scale. So if you say you've not taken a poll, that was a poll.
Listen.
That was a poll.
Understand.
That was a poll, though. Do you agree, yes or no?
Which sit at home are you talking about?
The sit at home that happened in the east.
Which one? Which one of them? Sit at home has been happening there.
How many have you had?
You're talking about Monday sit at home.
All right. I think we've gone completely off topic now. So get us back on topic.
No, we've not gone off topic. He's trying to support somewhat his narrative, which is
I'm supporting it with facts. I'm giving you examples.
Are you? Is this supporting a narrative or a prejudice?
A prejudice.
Yes.
A prejudice. Yeah, that's what it is.
So don't be prejudiced, Solly.
My facts.
So what he was saying, no, he keeps saying he has facts. What he was saying is that if the Igbos should vote for Atiku, then he would something like that. They are confused. Yes, that's the word he used. They're confused. Now I don't understand.
Do you understand? Okay, you may not agree, but do you understand why he's saying that? Do you understand why he's saying that?
No, he just said it. He just said it to his understanding. The Igbos have been hating Fulanis forever, and you know, and Atiku is a Fulani man, something like that, right? Which doesn't make sense to me. I am Igbo, and I know many Igbo people, and there is this sentiment of Igbos hating Fulani or hating Northerners. It's not there. The problem today is the administration of the day. We voted Yar'Adua, and we supported his government. He was a Fulani man. So when did we start hating the Fulani?
Okay, Mr. Middleman, when the Igbos say they are marginalized, who do they say they are marginalized by?
By Nigeria. By Nigeria.
Wait, Middleman, let me interject real quick. Let me interject. That's not a fair question.
How is that? That is
Wait. Let me just say this to you. It's not right for you to ask a question of an entire ethnicity and put one person in a defensive. Wait. Let me ask the question. You said so.
Well, we do that at Black League all the time.
Yeah. No, but Black League is a ham man. He's not a northerner. It's like me asking you, one man, when Yorubas say this, why do Yorubas say this? I can't expect you to speak for all Yorubas.
All right.
It's a silly question. So all I'm saying is like it's a silly question. You're asking.
No. He's inviting somebody from that space to speak to the narrative. To
explain.
To speak to.
One man, this is all. He's inviting someone from that space. Wait. He's inviting someone from that space to explain.
To speak
to explain a narrative.
If you put it like that, then you are pinning him
about those people.
Okay.
No. Hold on. Sorry. He's inviting somebody from that space.
It's like me
to
saying
speak
to
a narrative from that space.
No, it's like me saying to you to explain a stereotype of Yorubas. It doesn't make sense.
He's already
accepted the fact that
if Sunday Igboho,
let me answer him and let's see where he's going with that.
Hold on, Middleman. I'll give you the space. I'll give the space to you just a moment. But if Sunday Igboho was chanting a particular mantra that the Yorubas want this and the Yorubas think that, and somebody comes to me as a Yoruba man to say, what is your understanding of this chanting narrative?
That's a different question
from your space. So
that's a different question.
Yeah, but that was the question.
Asking you, that was not the question. He said when Igbos are talking about marginalization, you are talking about one person, Sunday Igboho. That's one person. Now, if he had said when NNAMDI KANU says this, can you explain why he's saying it? That's a different question.
Okay, next time I'll say that. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm coming out because I've mentioned it before about being careful about stereotyping 20 million people in a situation. So it's just, my brother, look, it's a learning lesson. You know, we're all learning. So it's not an affront to you or anything. If you want to take
offense on something, you will surely find a way to take offense.
You know, say offense matter. I'm just trying to.
You know what I mean. Now that you've corrected me that I should use the word NNAMDI KANU, since it will make you feel better, I'll use that. Is that okay? Is that okay? I'll use it.
Now we're getting bogged down.
You know what I mean, but you just want to find offense. But I'll change it. Okay. So, Mr. Middleman,
if your question is about NNAMDI KANU, then make it about NNAMDI
KANU. But surely, who's that? Is that Jake? But surely, I think you have been somewhat, I wouldn't say pedantic, but somewhat picky a little bit.
No.
If he's saying the Igbo space, NNAMDI KANU is the voice of that space.
Okay, so when you finish one man, I'll explain to you why.
This is what people say broadly and hear broadly, because he speaks to a large sentiment from that space, and that space doesn't often recoil from his pronouncement. So he speaks to a large quantity of people as their voice, and the space doesn't recoil from his pronouncement, which then leads people to believe that that is the sentiment of that space. So it doesn't necessarily have to say NNAMDI KANU. When NNAMDI KANU is the voice of the
wait, Middleman, just 1 second. Let me give you my rebuttal to that. Wait. He asked me. Wait, can you wait? Can you wait? Sorry, he asked me a question. Let me respond to him.
Skipped that.
Can you wait?
Radio Biafra, you
do you just want to talk to yourself, or do you want other people to talk as well?
No. But
okay, so let me respond to him.
Group I am talking
Listen,
about.
you can't say something.
You want to pick at
you
my
cannot
word.
say something and then expect the interpretation to be what you have in your head. You said something. I am responding to what you have said. One man has said something. Let me respond to what he has said. If you want to comment and you want to specifically address what NNAMDI KANU has said, then you address it specifically on NNAMDI KANU. You mention his name. But when you say Igbos, right? And I'm not even Igbo, but I'm listening to you and I hear what you are saying.
So you are
and you're taking the narrative of a few people to broad brush an entire group. And I've listened to Meadowman say over and over again, Igbos do not hate Fulani. So you are what you are. Listen. I'm saying. Remember, I said this to you before about when you said about the North.
I think you are being somewhat pedantic.
I am not being pedantic. I am trying
Can I interject, please? One man.
I'm trying to help people become careful about the language they use when they are speaking about 20 million people. That's what I'm saying.
But people speak in broad strokes now.
No, it is not okay. One man.
Can I interject? One man.
People shoot other people. That doesn't make it okay. It's not okay.
One man.
That's what you want to use it as comparison.
One man. Can I interject?
Okay, let's hear from Bia. Yeah, good.
Not sure you don't take me out now because I've got a voice. As long as I'm not rude. As long as I'm not rude. Do not take me out. Otherwise, I'm going to find you wherever you are. Okay.
If we shout,
No, but yeah, it's a female voice now. We are all male voices, so let's hear a female.
I've got I'm a male now. I'm male because I need to be a male to be in your midst. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Not a female anymore. So what I want to say now, surely. Yeah, Solly. Okay.
Surely.
Obviously, I am an Igbo person. I'm not really coming here to owe you an explanation to defend Igbos. Why Igbos say Igbos in general. Not just me, as saying we are marginalized. We have the right as a Nigerian, to say the way we feel. If we are not happy in the union, it's like when you are married and you are not happy, you have the freedom of speech to say it. If you, Solly, or is saying Yorubas are marginalized, I'm not going to question it. I am going to believe your narrative because I am not in your shoes. Therefore, you don't owe me no. One man, let me finish. No, don't cut me. Don't cut me. I am not an illiterate. Don't cut me.
Yeah, it's not about mixed messaging.
Do not cut me. I understood exactly what he was saying. Okay, so he doesn't. Wait. Let me finish because when people are speaking, you always say let me finish. You don't let anyone interject. Now let me finish. Yeah. So I do not have the right to question you. I can never question you.
Who's that?
When you say you're marginalized, I can never question you because I don't have the right to question you. It's like when someone say, let me finish. It's like as a woman now, I am telling people that I'm being raped, I'm being abused.
No,
and you are asking me. You're asking me to explain to you further why I'm telling you that I've been raped when you were not there. Someone raping and abusing me.
No, that's an extreme.
It's not an extreme. It's a condition that I'm going. No, it's a pain. It's a point of pain. One man, that is it. And it's very, very, very emotionally linked to every individual.
Hold on. Bia, can you give me the space to what Solly has said is that, yeah, he takes on board that narrative of being marginalized. But that narrative of being marginalized does not now cohere with voting for a Fulani person who you have arrowheaded as the main oppressor that is vesting upon you.
Well, that's really
one man. You're helping him now to. You're helping him to. You're summarizing. Wait. One man is helping you to summarize your English in a way that people will understand it. So when you want to speak,
people understood him. People understood him.
People are misunderstanding it. There will not be misunderstanding here.
Okay,
don't take me out. If people understood Solly, this argument now won't happen because there is not necessary.
Was not even Igbo. The person that
you were saying no. Your question. I heard what you said.
Aizon that started the argument by picking at his words.
I've been trying to log on. I've been trying to log on, but for some reason I couldn't get in. Solly asked
well, man,
Igbos, when Igbos say they are marginalized, who are they marginalized by? Marginalized by who?
Yes.
What a question. How can you? How dare you ask such a silly question?
Answer the question now.
Marginalized by who? What do you mean marginalized by? Do I owe you an explanation as an Igbo person? I am an Igbo person now. Tell me now where I'm right. I don't owe you an explanation.
We were heading to somewhere with that question he asked.
Let him land because you can't be hiding under Solly and then you come and say whatever you like without defending yourself. Stand straight and tell us who you are. Don't come and play games here with people's emotions. It's not nice.
It's not me that will let you interject. It's Bia that if Bia let you, then you can.
Please, I let him. I have respect, high respect for Ajalingo. He's the best man here on your platform.
Everybody says
I'm sorry, Ajalingo. I'll let him speak, please.
Thank you, Madam Bia. Let me tell you, gentlemen, Soli's narrative in totality, I want you guys to know, is not based on fact, and he doesn't really understand Nigerian politics well. And that is why
you can't say that now. You can't say that now. He's speaking to what subsists in the public space.
One man
is known. He's speaking
Stop being trickish. One man. You're an educated person.
No, but is he not speaking to what is known? He's speaking to what is known.
One man. Stop playing ping pong. Stop playing ping pong. You are too intelligent for what you're doing.
Bia, can I respond to myself?
Let me finish. I've not finished. Let me finish. So, first of all, he was blaming Atiku for not picking Tinubu. I said it that when Atiku went there, he ran away from PDP. And after he lost, he went back to PDP. So there is no way Tinubu will have supported Atiku for president when Tinubu is not in PDP. So that one, on that one, he failed. His narrative is a failure right there. And on the other one, that why should Igbo man vote for Fulani man when they chanting that Fulani is their political enemy? That one is a completely wrong narrative as well.
Well, I have
you have to understand that
I love the Fulani, but not the killer headsmen. I don't like the killer headsmen or anyone that is committing crime, whether Igbo, Hausa, or Fulani or Yoruba. If you are a criminal, I don't like you.
Hold on, Bia. You have to understand that Solly is speaking in a layer to what he's saying. And that's an irreverence.
You're giving him too much slack. He's right
there. One man, you know that to be a tribe is emotional. Physical.
To be an Easterner is emotional, but
you are an emotional being, otherwise you will not fall in love. What is emotion? How can you define emotion? Define it for me. What do you mean?
Can I respond?
I have not finished. Let me finish.
Sorry, you have to ask the question you were about to answer.
That's what I want to do.
So let me finish, Sonny, then you will respond. So on the fact that on your point that why should they support Fulani man when they are chanting Fulani? Let me tell you this. The people that the IPOB is a group that is completely different in Igbo land that does not even want Nigerian politics. They don't want to participate in Nigerian politics. Why the politicians are pro-Nigerians. So, and PDP as a party, without Igbo in PDP, PDP will not have stand in Nigeria today. PDP is strongly rooted in Igbo land. That is their party. So why are you saying that they should not support a candidate of their party because it's a Fulani man?
Can I tell you why now?
Me, I want to go, Jerry, because this argument is baseless, man. Every time you guys want to play ping pong, leave Igbo name out of it. Stop using Igbo to play politics in Nigeria. Igbo is not your mate in any way. You
can't
I'm going now.
Cutlass. You can't spark cutlass every time we talk Igbo now. Igbos are a major
no, one man, it's not sparking. Enough is enough. When you start your program, if you want Igbos, just be nice to us and respect us. Equal respect. Don't come and be playing NNAMDI KANU is another savior and all these Python dance to expect us to troop into your program. Show respect to us. Don't talk about Igbos anyhow because we're not punching bag in Nigeria. We're not punching bags.
You don't remove me.
PDP is a party they heavily invested in, and as a party, the practice is that.
All right, who wanted to say one word? No, let's hear from. Let's hear from Mexiro, who has to quickly go back to work. So let's let him quickly just there.
Please, one man. There is a pattern that I've noticed with Soli. He's free to air his views, but I just observed that there's a pattern with his narratives, and it is being consistent for a while. It's been consistent, and you, on the other hand, you've been allowing him because you seem to enjoy the way he riles up the Igbo narrative.
Please?
I don't want to get a loggerhead with you. I'm just saying the reason why I came into this platform today is just to let you know.
No, hold on. Let him land. Sorry, let him land.
Let me land. Yeah. I'm not going to pinpoint anything. I'm not going to argue with you. But at some point in a person's life, you have to take a reflection and look at what you say and what you say often and on. And if what you say
sorry, you must let him land.
Can you allow me to speak? There's a pattern, and if with you is that you always look at it again.
Let him land, then you know what you're disagreeing with or agreeing with. You may well agree with him when he lands.
Yes.
Or carry on next
sometimes you have to also use your awareness to understand that okay, what you are saying now is riling people up because maybe your tone is not right, or maybe you're completely wrong in your narrative. Sometimes you go back and reflect. This is not the first time you're using this word. Anytime they bring up politics about the Igbos and all, you always try to shut it down and, impress upon people that your own narrative is right. And if you observe, you've been consistent with this same pattern. This is not the first.
Give me one example.
And you have people who back you up.
We don't owe you no explanation, Solly. Igbos owe you no explanation, Solly. You don't deserve that. We don't owe you no explanation. Who the hell do you think you are to
settle down, please. No. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to just step you down a little bit. Sorry, you have to be mindful of the language, especially when speaking.
How many times have I come here and insult Yorubas?
No, let's hear from X0 now. Oh God, please, guys. Now let's hear from X0, then Meadowman, because I think they may be leaving us soon. So can you? Go on. Sorry.
So I think it's gotten to a point where after every session, you go back to talk to some of your participants and tell them, no, this is completely wrong. Because you yourself know that certain things are wrong. They're not based on facts. And people come out here and just lay them out like they're facts. And you know they're wrong. Like Ajani could just express, I'm very grateful that somebody like him
You are breaking off somewhat, X0. No, we can't hear you. Adjust your position. Yeah.
Mr. Alexander, I am JJ, but I don't like disrespect on a whole Igbos. You need to educate your brethren solely. Mr. Alexander, educate him.
No, we can't hear you. We can't.
Can I talk now?
Hold on, let's hear from him. I'm Meadowman, and then you get the right to reply. So we have some structure. No, I think we've lost X0 somewhat, but let's hear from Meadow. No, the words are not even coming through. But let's hear from Meadowman. Meadowman, the floor is yours.
You mean the question? I'll go out.
Go on, Meadowman.
Okay, thank you, one man. Actually, I was trying to let Solly ask the question he was about to ask, so that I can answer him, give him the answer he wants, because the last question he asked was Igbo's talking about marginalization. Who are they talking about? And that is a very wrong impression that people are having, because it's not only the Igbos that are talking about marginalization in Nigeria today. Okay.
He's trying to say we Igbos are saying Yorubas are marginalizing them, and that is wrong. You need to correct your mindset, Solly. We don't. Me as an Igbo person,
I don't trying to say now. Don't tell him what he's trying to say.
No, yeah, but he's always saying that now.
Bia, can I respond to that?
Let me finish.
Let Medoman land. Sorry.
Because you already asked the question. So when the Igbos and anybody else, even people from the Niger Delta and even Yoruba are talking about marginalization, it is Nigeria. It is the Nigerian project they are talking about. Okay, and it is not the Fulani. So don't bring this narrative of Igbos hate Fulanis and Fulanis hate Igbos. That is something you and Mike have been.
Can you see why he would think that, Medoman?
Yeah, but I have to correct him.
No, but can you see why he would think that, given some of the narratives that?
Yeah, but we're smart here on this platform. One man,
I'm an Igbo person. I don't hate Fulanis. I don't hate anybody in Nigeria, but I don't like hate men killing anyone.
I think I know more Igbo people than Solly himself. So I can tell you for sure that majority of the people I know have no hatred for the Fulani. It is about this administration, this government.
Why would you hate somebody? What would make you hate another person? For what? What is there in Nigeria to be hated?
Maybe it's because hold on. Maybe it's because you call them the Janjaweeds. Maybe that is why I told.
Who is calling them Janjaweeds? NNAMDI KANU or the Holy Ghost? I'm an Igbo. Have you seen me on the platform before? Say I'm an IPOP, I'm this and that. I want the best for people in Nigeria. Even though I like to be Biafra, yes.
Including the Fulanis. You want the best for the Fulanis.
I don't hate Fulanis. I've told you here, I was begging Fulanis to come to your platform. Remember before Jafar came, I was one of the people who were saying the Northerners to come and join us. I love them, but I don't like the Fulani killer headsmen. That's it. I'm not running with anything. You need to change your mindset. Igbos is not a product. Igbos don't dislike Yorubas. Igbos don't hate Yorubas or Fulanis. Speak for yourself.
Okay.
Don't generalize the whole Igbo. I'm an Igbo. How can I hate a Fulani? I have different friends from Yoruba land, from Fulani, from everywhere. Well, how can you say I hate people? For what?
My goodness me. The early sessions is usually just a peaceful little.
But can you let me respond?
One man, I am peaceful. Oh, me, I'm not
peaceful.
I am peaceful. One man. Only when it's like now somebody shit on you as an Oyoma, would you take it? You won't now.
Don't worry.
Okay, but are you going to let me?
You like it? Sometimes I want somebody.
Let's hear from Solly. So okay, you get the right to reply. Go on, Solly.
Bia, when you said I made that statement, I told one man, look at the comment section. Titan said the East will vote Atiku before a Yoruba man. The Yorubas want to deny us presidency. And I made it like a side comment that, they are not saying we're marginalizing us, but you took it.
No, it wasn't side comment.
No, let me finish now. It's only one person that said that.
They are not blaming Yorubas. Go and play this video back and you see.
All right.
Anyway, let's not be too harsh on Solly. We're all learning anyways.
Let him have the floor because because you've put him on the spotlight now. So let him get the right to respond.
Your accusations, every time I ask you, you say I did something. Give me one example of what I did. You cannot mention it.
Who? Are you asking me?
Oh, no, I'm addressing what you said.
Yes, you're not addressing it.
I am now. God, you have to let him speak now. Go on.
Okay. I addressed it. Look at the comments Titan made. The East will vote Atiku before Yoruba.
You just addressed it now. You just said that now.
That was a comment from a while ago. Is that not what you heard?
I don't read the comments. I just come here. So you never said that.
So you
one minute, all this time, you need to see now.
Go watch this video again. Go watch the playback of this video.
Even at that, it's not enough. One man.
I appeal to let him conclude so we hear what he's saying. When we hear what Sonny is saying.
You know what he has to say. So please, listen. If you don't listen to me, listen to Black League.
The question
Black League, welcome.
I've not even finished asking it though. I've
Yeah,
not even finished asking it. And they're already
please, I'm not in the mood of Kedu now.
Look at that. No toasting.
You accuse me of something. I addressed it. You say
I'm not accusing you. I am telling you. I am trying to correct you. I am correcting you. I am telling you to change your mindset. I'm not accusing you. Who am I to accuse you? I'm telling you, you are wrong. I said to you, you are wrong. If you say the whole entire Igbo should answer you and tell you why we are marginalized, you're wrong. I'm telling you, for an example, if I tell you that someone just beat me or abused me sexually,
you can ask that. You can ask that because the narrative of the East is the narrative of marginalization.
No, he's too small to stand on the whole Igbo to come and tell him why we are marginalized. Who the hell do you think you are? Please, one man, don't do that. That's an insult. That's an insult on the whole Igbos, man. Don't do that. I cannot disrespect Yoruba.
No, how is that? Hold on, Solly. Hold on, Solly. Can you hold on, Solly?
Do you want my response or do you want to talk to yourself?
When I say hold on, just hold on.
Talking to myself. How do you mean?
You're talking to yourself. You don't want to hear my response.
Hold on. Sorry, one thing, firstly, be mindful of the language. And secondly, when I say hold on, then just please indulge me and hold on. So, Bia, he is entitled to query the marginalization because that is the overarching narrative that we hear from the East. We are marginalized, we are marginalized. So if they say it often enough, then he, Sol, is entitled to interrogate that and say, how exactly are you marginalized? So he can ask.
He said marginalized by who?
Yeah, or by whom? Yes.
Don't change the question.
Okay. If he says by whom, is that not a legitimate question? If you are claiming to be marginalized,
he wants to know which tribe or who is marginalizing the Igbos.
Exactly. That's
the problem.
Is that not a legitimate question?
It's a very silly question for you to ask me who is, because he's going through us tribal lines, and I don't want to play tribal politics. That's why we're the way we are in Nigeria now, because you accusing me or you hate me. That's why
let's have it as a conversation.
I have to go. Let's reconvene in the evening, okay? I'll try to come in.
All right. Always a delight to have you, Meadowman. But let's have it conversationally rather than confrontationally.
I'm not confronting. When we are in Oshodi, we used to say Oshodi. From Lagos now, Lagos has made my voice so high that when I'm talking like this, my voice will be sounding like a ring.
Is it Yoruba people that have turned into a tomboy? Look at this.
I'm tomboy, your village champion. Don't touch my Igbo-ness, I beg. Just for long, one man from day one, we have been telling people on the platform when this question, it's not the first time this question is arising. Remember, this has every time there's session with one man, you always go to Igbo corner. When you reach there, it's heated because this thing is being revisited every time.
There's an overly
not emotional. It's not that.
There's a sensitivity within.
No, it's not that. I want to tell you something.
Just say Igbo,
it's not about sensitivity. No, it's not. It's like, let me give you one example. It's like in England now. You see the police stop and search every time. From the way you look, they will stop some certain people, and then they stopped some groups of boys and say, "Oh, stop there!" And then they search them. What's that poking out of your pocket? They thought it was a knife, and behold, it was a can of drink. Can you imagine? So it is the way it feels here. I want to come here and feel free like a normal person in Nigeria, whether Biafra or not. After all, Biafra is not there. Until then, if there's nothing wrong in dreaming and say I want this, but it doesn't mean you should chastise me and tell me, label me and say because I want to leave Nigeria, I don't have rights in the domain that I live in. Imagine.
All
right. We've heard this over, and so I shouldn't ask question again. Is that
I'm not saying don't ask questions.
I don't think you're allowed.
I am not saying don't ask questions, Solly, but every time Igbos have been telling you why they are marginalized, I'm sure you know the answer to that. I'm sure you know it. So why ask again and again? I'm marginalized by who? Do you want me to tell you I'm marginalized by the Yorubas? Is that what you want to hear?
Okay, can I ask the question that you
or the Fulanis? No.
Okay,
I'm not marginalized by them.
Talking about me then. If you don't want to listen to me, why are you talking about me?
I'm not talking about you. I'm trying to address your question.
No. You see, when you are challenged with logic, you don't want to respond logically.
What is logic? So your logic now is more intellectual. Is that what you're saying? You're too intelligent with your logic. Please don't go there. Don't go there.
Just give it up. Sorry. Let me just
give you asked a question, and I came on to respond to your question.
Hold on.
I'm responding to your question. There's no logic on it.
Hold on, please. Hold on. Can you hold on now, please? Sorry, when I say hold on, that includes you now. Okay, hold on.
I'm not accusing you. I'm answering your question.
Okay, I'm going to mute the both of you. So just so.
Okay.
All right. So, Solly, hold on. Let me just give you the benefit of experience. When you are arguing with Bia, just give up because you can never win. Just he will beat you down one way or the other.
Well, man, I wasn't arguing. I was responding.
So just surrender. Just this we all.
No need of surrendering, please. I'm not a bully. I am trying to explain to him that question is a bit.
Or you can pay for classes. I can show you how to win against Bia.
You can't win against me. All of us have tried and failed. But
man, you don't know me. But I like something that is very straightforward and very fair. Very fair. I will fight for Yoruba person. I will fight for Fulani person. But what I don't like is someone coming here and trying to be tribalistic, pay homage to some and disrespect some. I don't like it.
Sorry.
Bia.
Sorry.
My sister. See, Bia, let me ask you a question, please. Because I know where you're coming from. Solly, can you please explain? Let's listen to you and see what exactly you have to say. Because my gripe with what you were saying was just that you were lumping everyone. Okay.
Okay. If you ask him, then you have to let him speak. So you have to let. So
but don't take all day.
Ask this question in less than 2 minutes. All right. 5 minutes arguing.
All right. You have the floor. Carry on, Solly.
When I asked this question, when I said the Igbo, I didn't say everyone, and I said this on this platform. You can rewind. I said majority, and when I say majority, I mentioned Radio Biafra. Is all Igbo listening to Radio Biafra? Yes or no? No. But you won't sit down to even listen to what I'm saying. Even if I said Igbo, by the time I said Radio Biafra, couldn't you have just calibrated it to that side? Must I go specifically and say with my script, I am talking about NNAMDI KANU's people, specifically Radio Biafra, specifically the people of Biafra, specifically IPOB? Before I ask my question, you want me to go through all that? You like, what? What do you want me to do? You want to police how I ask questions, and you say you want things fair. You want to police how I ask questions. You want to pick at things that I'm saying. Meanwhile, you understand the narrative and where I'm going through. My question was majority of, let me just say it how you want me to say it, the followers of NNAMDI KANU, which seems to be majority of the Igbo people, from what I saw, which is a fact, on the Monday sit at home. If those people, from the majority of the people who sat at home on Monday, because on Radio Biafra, they don't blame they blame all Fulanis. Yes, on Radio Biafra. So I am speaking based on that narrative. Is Atiku not a Fulani? I don't understand how you would go through all that. You would do all that and still vote a Fulani man. Like,
they don't blame all Fulanis, my dear. You don't understand it.
On Radio Biafra, did they make the distinction? Did they make the distinction on Radio Biafra?
I am not registered with IPOB. And my dad went to the Biafran war, and I am a Biafran.
Support that. My question is towards those who support that. If you had paid attention and not wanted to get offended, you would have.
No. Far from that. No. Sorry, I don't feel. I didn't want to feel offended. But because you said who are Igbos marginalized by.
Yes,
by who?
Yes. Now let me ask.
We are marginalized by injustice, regardless of the position.
So that answers the question. So the question has been answered.
Whoever that comes to power, we are being marginalized. Even our own people there, the politicians in our own side are contributing to our marginalization. You want to hear that? Yes. You see me, I'm not a hypocrite, but when you want to say something, say it very straight and clear, so you don't cause confusion like today.
Can I ask you one question? Do you know people who support the NNAMDI KANU narrative?
I am one of them. I support 80%, but not everything it says.
Okay, now, if I wanted to ask that question, who else would I ask?
Depends. Now you're getting an answer. So next time,
Now
you're getting an answer. Next time, be a bit more sensitive when you ask your questions. Don't ask as if you're gloating. Oh, these people. I don't need to explain to you who is marginalizing.
Was it the gloating? Was it the gloating that
someone
especially
say that Igbos are disrespectful? You don't know Igbos, and you cannot generalize people. Say the whole Igbos are disrespectful. I cannot say Yorubas are disrespectful or Fulanis are this and that.
Okay. I think you just have to surrender it, solely, because I don't think.
This last thing. You said that I am gloating. Do you know me? Do you know what me gloating looks like?
No, it's in the voice now. Everybody knows what gloating is.
It's the tone of voice. It's the tone of voice. It's a type of mockery.
Fix the tone of my voice because I'm coming to ask a question.
Did you see your question? It's like me now coming to the platform to say Yoruba say they are marginalized.
All right. Thank you both.
How Yoruba are marginalized? Are you telling me you don't know how Igbos are marginalized?
I don't want to hear from Solly and Bia for a moment because I don't think this will end. Let's hear from Black League. So Black League, let's hear from you.
Yeah, one man, the truth is, as Nigerians, we are extremely tribalistic. That's our problem. It didn't start with us. Our forefathers passed it down to their own kids. They passed it to their own kids and passed it to us. So it's what we know. It's what we've heard being said repeatedly. Oh, this particular people are this way. Those particular people are that way. Just categorizing people based on the stereotypes you hear. You know, Solly saying the Igbos will not vote for a Yoruba man. They will rather vote for a Fulani man. Or saying the Yorubas will not vote for an Igbo man. They would rather vote for a Fulani man. You know, just going in broad strokes. Now there's identity politics. That's different. What's affecting us is not really identity politics. It's really tribalism. It shows it rears its ugly head in different ways. And to really build a nation, we have to put that aside. Nobody would come to you and tell you or accept to be inferior to you. I don't care who they are, what group of people, what their qualifications are. It just doesn't happen. If you want to be superior to someone, you have to show them you're superior to them. Maybe go the Hitler way with the Nazis or however way you choose to do it, but it will still not be sane or in the realm of sanity. So you really cannot say, oh, I am better than. If as a person I'm better than you, I have to be willing to show how I'm better and why I'm better. So just categorizing a whole group saying it's just the belief. It's not really ethnocentrism. It's not about pride in culture or pride in where one comes from. It's just that notion that I am better. And we got that notion, sadly, from Europe. That's the same way we are viewed. So if tribalism is so much of a problem for us, then I don't see why we criticize Tony so much when Tony comes here to say, let some other group come and colonize us. They are better. That's indeed what we are saying within each other. So I think we should really try to pay attention to it. And no one is perfect. We all have our biases here and there. But we can have our biases and still coexist and still, you know, treat and talk to each other with respect.
All right, thank you, Black League. But that's a broader. So hold on, Ajaneko. That's a broader outlook. But I think what Bia and Solly were discussing was a bit more specific. I'll take thoughts from Ahizon and then Ajaneko next. But before I do that, let me acknowledge Alexander Gomez's super chat, who also speaks to this space that we're discussing. The Igbos are really marginalized in the scheme of things, generally, truth be told. However, the Igbo's doggedness must be acknowledged. So Alexander Gomez agrees with that narrative of marginalization via super chat, but what Solly was insisting on has still not been addressed, which was by whom and how. So that's still not been addressed, but we hear from
by the Nigerian state. That's a simple answer.
No, but
and I will go further to say,
but they're always shouting Fulani in their quarters, are they not? Is that not what you hear?
One man, can I, with all due respect, can I just say something? I don't mean any disrespect. For me, I always, because I've lived in Yoruba land for a very long time, and I have some of them as friends. Doesn't mean I'm trying to force myself on anybody, but it's to show that I have been here and there, and I accept people, and I take people one to one. I don't criticize the whole people, say because this person did this to me and then this is that. Okay, so with the Igbo stuff, I think they have right to say how they feel if they are being in pain. You can see what's going on there now. And I did not even think of in my life that I would say, let's leave Nigeria, until I started seeing, horrible, pictures of kids being, butchered and raped, on the social media. Then I now began to pay attention. 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Then I now had NNAMDI KANU. And for me, I am someone, remember when you were asking me about some politician like this man in Anambra, if that's him now, I say, well, he has to win my vote. And that's who I am. Not that I don't trust, but you have to work. And for me to believe, I don't believe in just seeing, I believe in action. So if this incident of the Fulani headsmen did not occur, and then if the government did what they're supposed to do, who is in NNAMDI KANU? Where would he be now? Do you know what I mean? It's just like pouring kerosene inside fire. After all, for goodness sake, we're all one. All people in Nigeria are being marginalized. I believe that. I believe so. There are places in Nigeria that are really suffering, even more than some places in Igbo land. Okay? So, but to say Igbos are not marginalized, Igbos are making noise because the shoes they are wearing.
He never said that, though. To be fair to him.
I am saying this. I'm giving you my own belief system. What I have gathered and what I believe in is that everybody in Nigeria, regardless where you come from, deserve a chance and should be given an equal opportunity to thrive. You should not say because you're this or that, you don't deserve to be president. No, such words are divisive, because after all, the earth don't belong to any human being. Only belongs to all of us. So we start by respecting each other and giving merit to whom meritocracy, not by being biased or playing ethnic kind of bigot.
All right, thank you, Bia.
When the Fulani men started the havoc and I saw 500 cows on the main road, I'm like, my goodness. Because I haven't been to Nigeria for a while. I said I'm not going because all the things I'm hearing is putting fear in me. I'm like, so Nigeria has turned to this, the country that I love so much that I even fight people here in Europe and say, I don't talk bad about Nigeria. It's because you don't know me, you don't know all Igbos. So Igbos are not all the same. After all, an Igbo that lived in Yoruba land is not the same as the Igbo that lived in the north or abroad. You can't categorize people. So people take characteristics based on their backgrounds and their genetics and who they mingle with. And then they form their own opinions.
All right, thank you, Bia. So let's hear from Ahizon and then Ajanle Koko, and then we start to round off. Yeah, so Ahizon, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the points Black League made I agree with, and that's my major gripe in this thing is, I mentioned it to Solly as well when he had previously talked about Northerners. I think, as Nigerians, we have to strive. If we want to make our country better, I think that's what we need to start from. If that's really what you want to do, given our diversity and given the number of different languages and cultures in that country, then we cannot afford to continually be ethnocentric or tribalistic, or we continue to try to broad brush 10, 20, 30 million people as being the same. We have to stop. If there's an issue in an area, it's not because Fulanis are naturally murderers. It's because it's a security failure, and Nigerian state has failed to secure.
You don't think Fulanis are naturally murderers? Even their leaders say they are.
No, they're not. Come on, one man.
They are not. They are not. They have a preponderance towards violence. Do they
one
not?
One man.
I know what you're trying to do. You are trying to be politically correct.
No, I'm not. One man. I know.
The data tells us they have a preponderance towards violence.
What data?
They are violent people. Are they not a violent people?
So okay. Let's go.
Are you talking about the militia group of Fulani as a people?
As a people.
Wait. Let's go. What you just said.
Yeah, they are violent people. That's what the data tells us.
Wait.
You will not be this politically correct.
Guys, I thought I had the floor.
If you are on the ground with them, this your English grammar
go ahead.
that you are speaking. You will not.
I thought I had the floor. Thank you. One man, based on your logic, would you then say that Oyinbo people are violent people?
Go on. I'm listening.
Because as far as I'm concerned, every major war that's threatened the existence of this planet, every major case of marginalization, dominance, colonization was not done by Fulanis. So
no, I'm talking about our localized experience in Nigeria, and our localized experience in Nigeria is as identified.
No, one man. This is what
we can say tribalistic and whatnot. Every ethnic nation has some peculiar traits to them that know about. For reasons of political correctness, we don't like to speak to.
No, it's not political correctness. It is not political. I know you're just.
Specifically, are you speaking like to the jihad that spread the Fulani among
I'm speaking to the totality of the tribe.
So you see, and that there is the fundamental problem I'm trying to address right now. Because what you have done, how many Fulanis have you met?
Well, I don't look for.
There you have it. No, you can't. You see, this is the fundamental problem we have in the nation. Until we get rid of this form of thinking, we will not progress.
Is that thinking not vested in data?
No,
is it not vested in data?
What data? Did they take a poll of all the Fulanis in Nigeria and then all of a sudden find out that 80% of them were prone to jihadism?
What is the recurring decimal in that space?
There is no recurring decimal. Okay, let me give you an example. How many Fulanis do we have in Nigeria?
I don't know, but I know they are violent.
Okay, let's just say we have 10 million. Let's just throw that number out there. We have 10 million. How many of that 10 million would you say are jihadists and are murdering people?
No, I'm not saying jihadists. I'm saying instinctually
are you in their head? How do you know instinctually what their preponderance is?
That is the narrative that dominates.
What narrative? From who? Who is giving you this narrative?
From the people who have had direct experience of them.
Which people have had direct experiences with them?
Everybody, from the middle belt to Yoruba land and the totality of everybody.
Your Attorney General is Fulani. Most of the states, is that not making my point? Is that not my point right there? Most of the states in the north are run by Fulani people, Fulani governors. If that was the case, let's assume what you're saying is true. If that was the case, then there would be mass murder going on in majority of these states.
No.
And they would have been. It would have been going on. Wait. It would have been going. It would have been going. No. It would have been going on for centuries.
Why don't you go and speak to Governor Tom? Go and have this conversation with Governor Tom.
Wasn't Shagari and Governor Tom himself has said, quote, President Yaradua was a friend of ours. President Shagari was a friend of ours. Both of them were Fulani men, and we had no issue with them. This is Otom. I'm quoting Otom.
If you let them sit on top of you.
One man.
But nobody is going to let anybody sit on top of them.
Otom made the point I'm trying to make to you right now.
Violent people, you know that.
I do not know that.
You do know that.
No, I do not know that. And that is a false narrative. This is the fundamental problem. Woman, I truly believe you don't believe it. I think you're just trying to spark a debate. I don't think you believe this.
No,
I honestly don't think you believe this.
I'm only speaking to the data.
What data? There has been no official data collected on Fulani as far as they are prone to violence. Show me the study.
A preponderance.
There is no study. There is no study. One man.
Every single narrative.
Which anecdotal evidence? I can give you anecdotal evidence. I can give you anecdotal evidence from people that say Fulanis are peaceful.
Let me tell you. Let me say this to you, and you disagree or agree. 8 out of 10 of the Fulani narrative that you have heard in your life has been violence related. True or false?
False.
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
False.
Come on.
False. Absolutely false.
One man, it depends on your level of interaction. You have said you've not met Fulani. Maybe you've only met Jafar.
No. I said heard of. You know,
one man. Here's the thing. Here's
but
the article
some
you
of us
support
actually have.
Is it not Fulani?
You know,
is article not Fulani?
I'm not sure. You can tell me.
Atiku is full-blood Fulani man.
No, well, there you are.
He speaks way better Fulani than the president.
He's an outlier. Yeah, out of every 100.
There you have it.
Out of every 100, there's
now I know. Now I know you're just saying devil's advocate.
One man,
Anyway, let me finish
one
my
man,
point.
one man, does Jafar sound violent to you?
Huh?
Jafar, does he sound violent?
No, Jafar is an outlier now. Jafar is.
There you go.
He has
two
been.
cases,
He's an
two
outlier.
outliers.
Yeah.
No, but one man, you know what you're doing? It's just like what these Oyinbo people do to us. When they meet you, they'll be like, "Oh, one man, you speak very good English. You're very civilized for your people."
Oh my God,
they are really insulting your people. They are not praising you. They are not praising you. I'm telling you, that's how it works. They will tell you you're very civilized for your people.
No.
All they are saying is your people are barbarians, and you happen to make it out.
They have the nerve to even ask you, how did you get so educated?
You cannot use Jafar.
They'll be like, you have a great command of the English language. I don't see that with Africans. One man, you must be special.
Jafar is an exception to the normal.
I wish Jafar will even come online. I see him commenting.
Is there making trouble in the comment section?
Because he's the only Fulani guy on here. So he can actually speak to you one-on-one.
Yeah, but what is he going to say? Is he going to agree with me?
Woman, look, let me say this. Blackling, let me say this, please. Yeah. We have, if we are truly striving to make our nation better, that it starts with our form of thinking. And we have to change that form of thinking. And we have to see a fellow Nigerian as an individual Nigerian. And then he can teach you about his culture, his religion, his ethnicity, everything. But we cannot afford to continue to take groups of people and say things like they are prone to violence, or say things like they are, I mean, when you think about the meaning of
you want to make friends, Abi? Is this you? You want to make
friends?
Woman,
I have no skin in the game. You know me, I don't get time. But the thing I'm saying to you is, I know for a fact that
don't worry. Jafar is already your friend. Don't worry.
I'm not
one man. This is really beyond the difference. You're saying a whole group of people are prone to violence. One man.
No. I said, are they not though? Is this not?
They are not.
Okay, they are not. Simple answer: they are not. One man, and I can tell you why.
Is that not okay? Within the Nigerian parlance, what is the subsisting narrative of this ethnic group?
Woman, imagine if you are governor of Oyo State today.
Is it all lies?
Wait.
Everything is a lie.
This is the danger in this thinking.
It's mere stereotypes, one man.
It is.
Really,
if you were governor of Oyo State today, and then all of a sudden you had to make decisions on Fulanis that were living in your state, with this sort of ideology, your decisions would be terrible. With this sort of ideology, you cannot operate objectively. You cannot operate objectively with this sort of predisposed belief that they are somewhat violent. You would militarize the area they live in because you believe that.
I would
not.
Because that would then be me joining them. I would civilize them. But let's hear from the mighty Mr. Let's hear from the mighty Mr. Gomez. Let's hear from the mighty Mr. Gomez who joins us. Alexander, you couldn't resist it. You couldn't contain yourself. All this noise making. Unmute yourself, Alexander. Unmute yourself, Alexander. Alexander, unmute yourself.
Unmute.
Okay, I heard y'all.
Yes,
good morning, guys. I actually missed a very important meeting this morning because of this dialogue. Huh?
Talk to your man right here, man. Talk to your man. He's tripping this morning.
The problem we have in Nigeria is the fact that we really don't know each other very well. I'm married to an Igbo woman, and very successful one of that. If I tell her to mention 7 cities in Yoruba cities in Nigeria, she can't. If you tell the average Yoruba man to mention 10 cities in Igbo land, they can't. Consequently, we're very uncomfortable with one another. I mean, we coexist, but we really don't know one another very well. And some of the things that people come up with are naive in the main, unfortunately. When I look at Fulani people, I don't see them as violent people. When I look at them as very religious people. That's how I look at them. I don't look at them as very, very, very violent people. When it comes to Igbo's marginalization, yes, Igbos are marginalized. Let's let the truth be told on this platform. But there's a reason for it, because a lot of people are just uncomfortable with the doggedness of the Igbo man. Is a powerful trait, is also a defect on their part, because an Igbo person is by their very nature very domineering. So when they come to a place, they have the natural tendency to take over. That's how God created them, and then tell you what to do when they actually don't ordinarily belong to that space. That's why people are very, very uncomfortable around Igbo people. But don't take anything away from them. They're wonderful people, very hardworking, very, 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 very family oriented, more than the Yorubas, much more than the Yorubas. For an Igbo person to come out of a marriage, you know, it's something that just couldn't resolve. We as Yoruba people can pull out of a marriage in a twinkle of an eye. The institution of marriage means a lot to the Igbo person. So as a people, we all have strengths and weaknesses. And that's what makes our nation the greatest black country in the world. And people remember that. And the younger generation should be more patriotic. Oh my goodness, I've been cut off.
No, we can still hear you.
I've been cut off.
Hear you.
Oh my
We can still hear you. We can hear you. Oh, okay.
You said Nigeria is the greatest black nation. How?
Well, no, it is. Well, it potentially can be. It's the only black. It's the only black nation that has the prospect.
Solly, give me another nation you'd rather be a citizen of. Give me another nation you'd rather be a citizen of. One.
South Africa, Ghana.
You rather be a citizen of South Africa and Ghana than Nigeria.
Please go to South Africa in peace. Solely, we donate you wholeheartedly to South Africa. If you do not return within 6 months, I owe you 5K.
Being a Nigerian is a privilege. It's a privilege. But
South Africa.
Can I say something now?
So let's hear from Ajanle Koko. Yeah, let's hear from you.
You see, gentlemen, when we speak on issue, we should be able to distinguish what from what, so that we won't sounds tribalistic or, sounds like we are speaking to mischaracterize some group of people or some tribe. I think that is what that is the mistake that Soli made today.
And they wanted to hang me.
And yeah, you didn't choose your words well. You didn't distinguish between IPOB and Igbo. And that is, you are grouping them collectively together, that all IPOB, all Igbos are IPOB.
No,
that is why you are. That is where you are getting it wrong.
Myself, but they didn't want to
listen. You need to learn how to present your position in such a way that will not sound tribalistic. So my question to you now: do you want to call the people calling Yoruba Nation and chanting Anti-Fulani, and then hold the whole of Yoruba people responsible for their action or for their position?
But Ajani Koko,
I'm just asking you a question. Do you want to call the position of Yoruba Nation and chanting Anti-Fulani and stuff like that, and then regard the whole of Yoruba Nation as being in that position, supporting that position? Because that is where you call the entire Igbo people. That because IPOB is not chanting Anti-Fulani, IPOB are saying that they don't want Nigeria, and you are holding the entire Igbo land for their position. That is wrong. That is where you're wrong.
Okay. Before Solly answers, Ajale Koko, do you concede or do you disagree that the IPOB voice at its full pump was largely the voice of the East. What do you consider that?
No, it's not largely the voice of the East. That is
where
some people are getting it wrong.
Monday sit at home. Monday sit at home was what? Was it not largely?
Okay, I address the question that Ajanle Koko put to you, Solly, and then I'll go to Charles, and then we'll round off. Yeah,
Ajanle Koko, there is nothing to answer because that narrative that you just said is something that you understood and you accepted, and you felt that was my question. Numerous times, especially on this platform, in the last 1 hour, I have said I meant Radio Biafra. I've said this over and over and over and over and over again, but you don't want to hear. You keep on saying I'm saying the Igbo. I have said many times, more than 10 times in this last hour, that I mean majority who support Radio Biafra and NNAMDI narrative. What more do you want me to say? I have specified who I'm talking about, but you keep taking it to a narrative that I did not say. If you said that I said the Igbo, later on in my statement, as I was asking the question, I mentioned Radio Biafra. Is that all Igbo? So you say I'm generalizing all Igbo. Is that all Igbo?
Okay, if you have clarified that is fine. So always,
but nobody wanted to listen.
Well, you have to make your point clear right from the beginning when you are making your statement. You didn't do that from the beginning.
Listen my words. You have freedom of speech in America. You enjoy it. You know that nobody in America is going to tell you to talk like that. But you want me to come on this platform to be talking like that.
All right. Thank you, Solly. So let's hear from Charles, who's been trying to get his word in, and then we have the final word from Alexander Gomez. So then everybody would have spoken. So Charles, yes, let's hear from you, Charles.
To me, everyone would have spoken. Why are they speaking? To me, it's kind of
you've spoken. Everybody has spoken.
Is that we keep the Igbo manager is false. You want manager. I hate when people come here attacking Igbo for no reason. You shouldn't be doing that. We're Nigerians. Don't be attacking.
Yes, thank you. So you didn't like it when Black League and X0 were and Aizon were attacking me. Thank you. Yes, I know I can rely on you, Charles. You see, we have to go and beat them up, Charles.
No, you see, this is why. This is why I keep saying that you can never work. How can you work when people don't want to hear the truth? The black I think what I saw. So he's probably angry that Igbo saying the man. So don't want to hear the truth. He doesn't want to hear the truth. He doesn't want to hear it. He won't just pay
the truth will set him free. He should hear the truth because it will set him free.
He want to picture Nigeria as a good unit. That's gonna work. You see. And this is the reason why I keep saying why not the one you put. This is the reason why you put. And one more time joking. Now, so just explain. So just answer. Just say which why. I said Igbo, but don't want Igbo to put. I keep saying this, and you see, I'm not so just answer, just make my what I said the truth. He basically what I said the truth. That's the truth. Because how can one get done? One get complain that Igbo man that and he so they say Igbo not. How can you say that?
No. I think what he said. I think what he said was misunderstood. And he went on to narrow it down to expand on what he was saying. But people did not listen to what he added on. They just latched on to where they thought he was, and then they went after him.
Let me give an example. In America, black people are feeling pain, but you can't say, white people say, oh, black people, why they pain? Nothing. No. You can't. Are you Igbo? You don't know the pain, the feeling. You don't know the pain, the feeling.
Everybody feels pain in Nigeria. The pain is not unique or peculiar. You see, that is where the problem is right there, what you just said. The pain is not unique or peculiar to the East. Everybody feels the pain in Nigeria. But it's just a lot of people somewhat think it's some sort of a victim playing.
No. That's good. The way I'm saying, because story doesn't live Igbo. It doesn't live that. We're so saying. So say, oh, Igbo, why Igbo complaining about mentality? Because Igbo people won't speak the truth. Igbo people won't speak the truth. We're not stand there. We like to speak the truth.
What did you say I said?
Why don't want to hear the truth?
No, hold on.
I didn't say that.
No, all right.
This one Nigeria to great to the world. People don't hear the truth. We want to make it better.
And the truth will set them free.
I know it bites you. We want to hear the truth. We must speak the truth to the people in Nigeria hearing this platform.
all right.
That people are suffering and dying.
No, we're late into it now, so I just want to hear two more voices. I'll hear from Alexander Gomez, and then I'll hear from Bia, because we're past the 2-hour mark quite a bit. So then I'll try to shut it down. So Alexander,
I just want to give you the one more opportunity to agree that you don't believe Fulanis are all violent.
Well, I don't believe that Fulanis are all violent. No,
there you
know,
go. I knew you were just trying to shake the pot up.
I delight in the Fulani. You know, the women I admire the most.
I know you love the woman. You said that time and time again how much you love Fulani women.
But the men are prone to violence.
No, but the men, you know, they are. We cannot escape that. But let's let Alexander Gomez. Let's hear from
One man, I'll keep you in my prayer. Jafar has given up on you. I haven't.
No, Jafar will never give up on me now. Jafar is my own boy. Yeah, you know, I have Jafar's number. I have Jafar's number. I can phone him up anytime. But
Mr. Alexander, I am back. Okay. So what I want to say is that Solly eventually changed his position when the heat was too much.
I didn't change it.
Now what for you? You easily tickled, man. Calm down.
Have you got a crush on Solly? Have you got a crush on Solly? Is this what it is?
I'm not attacking. 1 minute. Let me finish. I'm trying to bring it closer to this so that everyone will give him a hug. I'm here to give him a hug.
It's okay because I didn't change nothing.
1 minute.
Solly, there's nothing wrong with learning and growing.
Solly, you like to talk over people, but you tell people, let me finish.
I think we should give Solly an equal wife.
All right.
I was trying to express something. Let me finish, please.
Yeah, go on. But quickly, then I can.
Yeah. You know, English is not my first language, so problems is agree with you.
No. You are an English woman, so you speak English.
So, Yoruba, you to go and learn Igbo, so that you stop misunderstanding Igbo. Right there. Right there. See Mr. Alexander shaking. So what I want to say is that at the beginning of this conversation is, Solly's stance was clear. His narrative for me in conclusion is that Igbos want out of Nigeria. They are confused. Igbos are confused. And are they in or out? Where do they belong? And now he's saying he means Radio Biafra. So which one are you talking about? You're just confusing things.
No, but that was what he meant originally. I think everybody understood that. But let's hear from
everyone. It's not straightforward because he's changing his position.
It was because that was where that narrative came from.
You can't outsmate me in this. When you catch Solly in this, he will change his position. He said Igbos are confused. Where do they belong? Now he's saying he meant Radio Biafra. So Radio Biafra are not the whole Igbos, Solly. They are not the whole Igbos, okay?
Are they not? Are they not?
No. So are they? Am I a Radio Biafra too?
You've made that confession. You've made that confession. You said it earlier.
No. I said I support what NNAMDI KANU says. 80%.
Is NNAMDI KANU not Radio Biafra?
I don't. No. For the fact I support. No, I support what he says. His teachings I support 80%.
So that makes you Radio Biafra. That makes you Radio Biafra.
That doesn't make me that. No. I'm not part of Radio Biafra, but I listen to him for wisdom to learn more.
You listen to him on BBC. You listen to him on BBC.
You can't defend this guy now. You can let him stand naked and defend himself. Stop running around him like as if he's your boy.
No, one man has to defend him.
Why are you defending him? Who is going to beat him up?
I'm not defending him now. It's just fairness. We have to be fair.
It's not fairness. What do you mean? He said Igbos are confused. Now he's now saying it doesn't mean the whole Igbos because the whole Igbos are not Biafra. Now he's saying it's Radio Biafra. Which one are you talking about? Radio Biafra or the Igbos in general?
No, you forced them to narrow down. You keep on saying your narrative. Or if they will let you, So let's hear from Meadowman and then the very final word from Alexander Gomez. But very quickly, Meadowman, because we've fast exceeded what we usually allot to this space. Meadowman.
Okay, thank you, Woman. Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfectly.
Can you hear me? Okay.
We can. Carry on.
Well, I did come on board. I did come on board to the program when I heard him say something to the effect of the Igbos are confused. He did say that, but he recanted and said that he meant Radio Biafra or IPOB. Well, you know, it is important. It is important. One of the hardest times I can remember in my life is when I started at a point thinking that Nigeria should not be one. And you know, I was born and I grew up in the north, in the most cosmopolitan city in Nigeria. And just last week, I called a friend, and in Nigeria, he lives in Abuja. I called him, and somebody picked up.
Sorry, Edelman, I must push you because of time. Yes, but very quickly, yeah.
Yeah. It's just a quick one. So somebody picked up the phone, and I called him the nickname we used to call him in school then. You know what that person said? He said, "Oh, it's not him. Your brother is he's taking a shower." That guy is a full animal. That's how close we are. So that is why I needed to come in when somebody comes and says that they hate Fulani people. That cannot be accepted for a whole nation.
Now I understand. Oh, now I understand why Middleman has a heavy Hausa accent. Now I understand. Go ahead. Now I understand. So, you're not faking it like my brother. What's that guy's name? The former senior president,
Saraki.
Yeah, who grew up in Surulere and now speaks like a Fulani. Huh?
Okay, let's rename Medoman a little bit.
So people, we need to have a conversation in that country. We really need to. If we're going to stay as a country, we need to. Nobody can ever deny the prospect and the greatness Nigeria can attain. But it will start with us. Okay? Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Medoman. Thank you. So a very brief final word from Alexander Gomez, and then we have to shut down. So Alex.
My advice, two things. We need a detribalized Nigerian leader, not a tribal leader. That's one. And secondly, my advice to my young son, Sully, you can't win arguments all the time, like Alexander Cassier says. The mark of a true man is for you to walk away when you think that the world is against you, to come back and fight another day. Don't think you can win arguments all the time. You're naturally susceptible to that. I acknowledge the fact that you're a very, very smart guy. But today, I think you took the wrong step. So just acknowledge it. I know you didn't mean it the way it came out, but you sounded like you were gloating, like to use Bia's words. So we'll see you in the evening. God bless you all.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Alexander Gomez.
Thank you,
So that was the final word. So we leave it there. We cannot add much more onto that. I would just say I don't dislike the Fulani, so as you know, but I'm not moving too completely away from that.
Man, who do you like?
The topic will come on again. Don't worry.
Let me tell you who I like. I like Ahizon, Soli, Exiro, Charlie Boy, Black League, Jan Lekoko, Malam, Meadowman, and of course yourself, Bia. So those are the people that I like. So no, but we speak to we speak to the subsisting stereotypes within the space and interrogate it and see if it holds up. So that is what we have been doing. So because there are subsisting stereotypes within the Nigerian space, and we have to bring it to the fore. Which is
sorry, my brother, we love you, So I'm giving you a hug now and a peck on your cheek.
I'm not agree because
agree now. You not do like it now.
You didn't hear a single word that did you hear anything that Alexander just said to you now? You have to learn to give it up sometimes. Drop the dead donkey.
I wasn't accusing you, but it's like the way it came out now.
It was. I'm telling you.
No.
You have to learn. Did you hear what Alexander just said to you? You have to learn sometimes.
Yeah, but one man, can I just say something very short?
You have to allow
you didn't hear what?
You didn't hear what?
You should learn to be a man.
Okay, Sully, you won.
You know what this Sully guy is sounding like? This Sully guy, just on a friendly note, this Sully guy just sounding like what we call winch. You know they hear words.
One man, did I insult him? If I call you,
no, you did not insult anybody, but you just the way it came out.
Solly, we're just on the lighter note now.
Solly, did you hold on, Solly, before you say anything. Hold on. Do you understand what Bia was trying to do? Bia was trying to land it on an elegant note, and you should have played along, irrespective of if you feel.
I will not. You are putting words in my mouth. If I start putting words in everybody's mouth,
when I see you next time, so sorry, I'll give you a hug.
I feel a little bit let down. I'm a Yoruba man.
I'll always hug you, sorry. I'll always give you a downstairs hug, man, and a pet.
Calm down.
Look at this guy.
You know, even Bia has removed emotion from it, so I think just remove emotion.
We're all Niger. This way you come here, like you this thing. And the chop amala too, I beg.
All right. Okay. Let me just.
I did not insult you now.
Okay. Everyone, please. Let me just go off the back of what Alexander said, and then I'll shut down just after that. So what Alexander said: he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. So your task, your homework, solid to do and come back when we next convene is to look up the word elegance and give us a paper on that when we next convene. Yeah, so go look at that, Malian, Amaechi, boy, look at that. So we leave it there. Carry conversation on the conversation.
Malian.